stratovolcano doesn't warn you the way you'd hope. The explosion is already happening before the sound reaches you. This is how fast everything changes. Lightning tears through the ash. Volcanic lightning, born from the collision of 1 billion particles of pulverized rock. The mountain has been there longer than the town, longer than the roads, the bridges, the people who wake up every morning in its shadow. It's easy to forget what it is, what it can do, but the mountain remembers what it is, even when we forget. Steam vents from the summit. It's been doing that for years. Miles of rock holding back centuries of heat, and then it doesn't hold anymore. Pressure builds in darkness. The explosion is already happening before the sound reaches you. The ash column can climb 70,000 feet in minutes. The column rises miles into the sky. Below, the power goes out. Cell towers fail. The world you knew 5 minutes ago is already gone. Lightning tears through the ash. Volcanic lightning, born from the collision of 1 billion particles of pulverized rock. The shockwave moves faster than sound. Trees bend, windows shatter, and then the roar arrives. And somewhere below, people are looking up, realizing they have minutes to make decisions that will determine whether they live or die. Some of them will make the right choice, some of them won't. And the mountain doesn't care which is which. The mountain is 14,000 feet tall. The column is taller, and it's just getting started. When the column collapses, it becomes something worse. Pyroclastic flows. Superheated gas and rock moving at 100 miles an hour, 600 degrees. Gravity and heat doing what they do. The flow doesn't slow down for terrain. It rolls over ridges, fills valleys, crosses rivers without stopping. The air in front of it is hot enough to kill you before the flow arrives. The forest doesn't burn. It vaporizes. Trees that stood for 200 years are gone in seconds. You cannot outrun this. You cannot hide from this. You cannot survive inside it. The only way to live through a pyroclastic flow is to not be in its path when it starts. The leading edge is the hottest. Superheated gas racing ahead of the debris. It reaches you before you see it coming. Roads buckle. Asphalt liquefies. The flow doesn't follow the road. It erases it. Behind it, nothing. Gray silence where a forest used to be. The world scraped down to bedrock and ash. Lava is slower. You can walk away from most lava flows, but you can't negotiate. You can't reason with it. You can't ask it to go around your house. At 2,000 degrees, it takes what it reaches, and it doesn't stop until it decides to. The heat ignites everything before the flow even arrives. Trees burst into flame 20 feet ahead of the leading edge. The road cracks open. The ground itself is failing. You can save yourself. You cannot save your home. You cannot save the places you thought would always be there. Everything you built, everything you planted, everything you meant to come back to, gone. Not because you did anything wrong, just because the mountain woke up. At night, the glow is visible for miles, beautiful and terrible. The mountain remaking the world in its image, but underneath, it's still liquid, still moving. And while you were watching the lava, the flows kept coming, heading downhill, toward the valley, toward the town. If you're close enough to see the glow inside the column, you're close enough to die. Ash falls like snow, but it isn't snow, it's glass. Microscopic shards of volcanic rock. It shreds your lungs, it buries everything, and it reaches everyone, miles from the summit, hours after the eruption. You can't outrun ash, even people who thought they were far enough away. She wasn't far enough away, but she was ready. She doesn't panic. She prepared for this. Mask, goggles, no signal. She expected that. Cell towers fail in disasters. Everyone tries to call at once and the system collapses, so she has a radio. Battery-powered NOAA frequencies. Go bag, radio, flashlight, water. She packed this 6 months ago and hoped she'd never need it. She knows where she lives. She's looked at the maps. She knows she lives in a Lahar inundation zone. She knows that when the mountain erupts, the river becomes a death sentence, and that driving downhill toward the valley is driving into the flow. Her neighbor doesn't know. She tries to warn him. Shouts into the ash, waves him back. He doesn't listen. He thinks he knows better. He thinks he can beat it to the highway. She can't make him listen. She can only go. She turns uphill, on foot, away from the river, away from the road everyone else is taking. It's slower, it's harder, and it's the only choice that matters. The Lahar comes fast, faster than people expect. Meltwater from the glacier, mixed with ash and debris, moving like liquid concrete. It doesn't flow like water. It surges. It carries boulders like they weigh nothing. He made it 3 blocks. The Lahar doesn't slow down. It takes what's in its path. From the ridge, she sees it happen. The streets she walked yesterday are gone in seconds. She's above it because she knew. She finds shelter, high ground, solid walls. She's not safe, but she's safer. And she's not alone. Other people who knew, who prepared, who moved when the mountain told them to move. The ash outside is still falling. And ash isn't just dust, it's glass. It shreds lungs, it clogs engines, it collapses roofs. So she seals the gaps. Wet fabric catches the particles, keeps the air breathable inside. She keeps her mask on, and she waits. The mountain will do what it does. She did what she could. Now it's just time. The phone had no signal, the radio did, because she planned for that. Know your zone. Have your plan. When it starts, move.